in our Discord, we were talking about um loops. Like, we're in a state in the world. I would like to zoom in on the actual thing. Thank you. We were talking about how we're like all in like a state in which you want a better life, but it's really hard for you to like do something about getting a better life because everything feels pointless. I know I'm not the I know the person in the Discord who was talking about this. He's not the only person who feels like that. I felt like that. I know plenty of people our age, who are the zillennial millennial area of life that feel that way. And so we have this feeling of everything sucks. Stop trying. I've never actually drawn with my drawing tablet, or I've never actually written with my drawing tablet. So this is a little bizarre, right? So we have this thing where like everything sucks, and then because everything sucks, you stop trying, right? 27 next Thursday. So right, this is probably relevant for you too. I don't know if you have a job or anything, but I'm sure you feel with the maybe political scape or just the way that life is going that everything kind of sucks, and because everything sucks, you stop trying to change everything because what's the point? Everything sucks. So you get into like this kind of loop that kind of feeds itself. Everything sucks, and then you stop trying, and because you're not trying, everything sucks. It's a feedback loop, right? And what the solution to this feedback loop is very simple. So the solution to this is to it's really simple. It's the easiest thing in the world on paper. Try. All you got to do is try to do something. That immediately breaks this everything sucks loop. Because what's going to happen when you break this everything sucks loop is that when you start trying, you're going to get something different. It's different. Maybe everything still sucks. You don't know. It's different. But you break the loop here, right? So the thing is that human beings are adverse to change. We do not like change. Change is weird. Change is scary. I'm sure you guys have heard that saying, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. That's what we're talking about right now, right? It's this idea that everything may suck now, but I'm used to how things suck now. If I try to do something, everything is going to get so much worse. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know how to deal with. I don't know what to do out there. I don't know how to handle all this stuff out there. I'd rather just deal with the stuff that I know. At least I know I can handle this. This is familiar to you. And your brain is hardwired to deal with stuff like that. And that kind of sucks. It's kind of hard to deal with. Because then you're perpetually stuck in this area where you're not happy, but at least you're okay with your shitty scenario. Now, going against the programming is hard. It's really hard. It's really difficult. You were not built for it. But the problem now is that if you don't do anything, you are now continuing this loop, right? You're stuck in the loop. You're going to continue doing the loop until you change something. So the issue that we're now having right now, and I don't necessarily have an answer for this. I just know what works for me, and I can tell you what works for me. I would like someone who's probably more like in depth with this. How do we get from everything sucks to trying to everything sucks less? This part is the part that we have trouble with. Right? This is the part that we have trouble with. How do we get from everything sucks to trying? You try what you want to do, but that's not as easy for people, Franklin. This is I talk to a lot of people who feel this way specifically, and I just go, well, just do what you want to do. But a lot of people aren't built that way. A lot of people aren't built like me, where they just go, man, this sucks. I'm gonna do something about it. Bashra is literally one of these people. Bashra is in a situation where he goes, man, everything sucks, but what the fuck am I supposed to do? And then any option he gets to try something new is too much of a leap, and everything is terrifying. You can also only try trying if you know your options and know what you can actually try. Yes. So, well, first off, hello, Ralph. You can only really do things that you know you have the options to do. So, how do we get from everything sucks to trying if we've been taught already that trying is not helping us, right? And the only solution that I have for this on a mental capacity is taking small wins. It doesn't have to be something big as like going out and getting a job. It doesn't have to be that big. It's just do something small. Bashra says he doesn't have any life skills, right? But I know you can cook. I know you every once in a while. You just said you got burned by the oil by making tacos. Try making something you've never made before, right? Let's say instead of making, I'm just giving an example here. I don't know what you do and don't know how to make. Let's say instead of trying to make tacos, what if I make it blue? Let's make it blue. I like blue. Let's make it blue. Blue. Instead of trying to make tacos, instead of that, you go, let's make a cake. Fuck it, let's make cake. Or I don't know. I've never had sushi before. Can we try to make some sushi? I've watched some YouTube videos before. What if I make brownies from scratch, right? What if I literally, instead of getting the little dollar store brownie mix or whatever, what if I just make it from scratch? What if I buy the flour and the cocoa powder and the chocolate and everything and make brownies from scratch? What if I do that? That's something very low commitment that's okay to fail, and it's something new that you've never done. It doesn't have to be something big. It just has to be something. Do something different. And then when you're doing something that's different, you can add a little more. You can add a little bit more to the plate. Just add a little bit more. And then what eventually is going to happen is that you're going to get to a point where you go, you know what? I'm pretty comfortable cooking. What if I do something really big? What if I make the house dinner? You have siblings, you have your mother and your sisters. What if I make the whole entire house dinner? What if I make some mac and cheese, right? What if I make some mac and cheese and then I make a cake for dessert? It's a really bad. If I make a cake for dessert, what if I make a whole ass chicken? Right? Thank you. What if I make a whole ass chicken? Some greens. I don't really know how to draw greens. I'm just gonna draw greens. I'm just write the word greens. I did it before multiple times, making dinners for family. Just stay with me. I'm not saying that you specifically should do what I'm telling you to do right now. My point being is that if you start doing small things, all of those small things will lead up to bigger things. And that way you'll get used to trying new things and it won't feel fucking awful. Because right now, what has happened to you is that you are in a state of, if I try anything, you're in a state of, if I try, damn, writing is hard. If I try, it's gonna suck. That's what you're in a state in right now. You're in a state of, if I try, it's gonna fucking suck. It doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna suck. So what you need to do is you need to start taking small wins. You need to start, what do I do? How do I explain this? I'll tell you something that happened to me. You guys remember a couple years ago when I was playing Link's Awakening DX? The remake. And I was stuck on that dumbass puzzle where you had to it was like a claw machine and I had to do the claw machine. I wasn't really, that was kind of like a really hard period of time of my life. But after I finally got that dumbass cactus out of the claw machine for the statues and everything. I I just moved on. I went and tried to go to the next mission. And my chat at the time stopped me and said, I'm surprised you didn't pop off.
Flashback.
Man, fuck that one. That one sucked. Amazing that you didn't make a big deal out of that. Oh, because there's more bullshit like this. That's why I didn't make a fucking big deal out of it.
End of flashback.
I go, what do you mean? You said, they said, hey, you've been at there for like 30 minutes and you did not celebrate after you got done doing that. Why didn't you celebrate? I would have popped off really hard. Why didn't you celebrate? And that's something that stuck with me because I was in, life sucks. It does suck, Rock, about how you doing. I was in a state where I was taught at my adolescence, in my young age, toddler to teenage years. That's fine, teen. You know what I was taught? I was taught. You guys get the point. I was taught that when you do something, that's normal. You were supposed to get straight A's. You were supposed to iron your clothes the next morning. You're not going to get congratulated for doing what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to do that. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't get special thanks or special privileges for doing what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do it. But when anyone else does something like that, they're amazing. They're spectacular. Oh, your cousin got straight A's in school? Good for them. They're so amazing. They're so smart. Not you, though. You're supposed to do that. You're average. They're amazing, though, because they did that. Not you, though. So I went through an entire period of my life where I did not celebrate my wins because I did not know that that was what I was supposed to do. So I started celebrating my wins. You guys, just last month, I told you when we beat Silksong, I said I didn't pop off. And the reason why I didn't pop off is because I didn't think we were done yet. Since from that point in time to the last time we played Link's Awakening, I have celebrated every small win I had. Didn't matter how big or small it was, I celebrated every small win I had. Everyone, didn't matter how big it was. Just even if it was a small pop-off, I'd go, let's go. Yeah, I kicked ass. Because small wins are going to help you get there. Small wins are going to undo this stigmata of everything sucks, because not everything can suck if you have a small win. Maybe you just take a piece of chocolate. Oh, I'm very happy I had this piece of chocolate today. Today's been kind of rough. The chocolate made me feel better. Small win. Not everything sucks. A lot of things do suck, but not everything. So you have to take small wins.